Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Alain. It is Book Saturday, the day I like to share a book or two, not just to give you something to read or an idea to read, but to encourage you to read more. On today's list, we have Life of Pi and a third serving of chicken soup for the soul. Appreciate everybody that joins. Appreciate everybody that listens to the podcast. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, one of those places, put a review on it. Give a 5-star, help me out, help this get a bigger audience. Really would appreciate that. I'm drinking out of my book mug this morning, books I enjoyed as a kid, and just want to encourage you to read more. Read for entertainment, read for education. Don't read so much news. I've been doing too much of that lately, and it can make your head want to explode. So read something that uplifts you, encourages you, that you enjoy. Okay? Reading too much of the news these days might just make your head explode because there's just so much going this way and that way, and so much of it is negative. And then if you read the comments, like I sometimes do, just because I want to get a grasp of what's going on out there and the human condition, and it's really discouraging when you start reading comments about how vile and nasty people are to each other. So I would say avoid some of that. If it doesn't, you don't want to get your brain all clouded and all that, and read something that's uplifting, read something that's entertaining, read something that's educational that will make you better. I want to say good morning to Thad. He's here this morning. Thank you for being here and saying good morning, Thad. So the first book on the list, Life of Pi by Yann Martel. This was turned into a movie. It was a very popular book and popular movie a number of years ago. I probably picked up the book back then, and it's been on the shelf. And, I saw it on the shelf and said, I should probably finally read that. And now I'm going to donate it off. I enjoyed the book. It's different from the kind of books I normally read when I'm reading a novel. I'm always reading 8 or 10 books at a time, but one of them will be a novel. All the rest will be, self-defense books, communication books, martial art books, biographies, something in that area where only one of them will be a novel. So this was the recent novel, different from what I normally read, Tom Clancy, Brad Thor, Barry Eisler, those kind of books. But I enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of tigers, and I think that's what drew me to this. Being stuck alone on a small boat with a tiger out in the middle of the ocean and having to survive, that's what drew me to the story. And I like that story, and the author does a really good job of a simple thing, but making it interesting and making you want to follow along. And I also thought it was interesting. He wanted 100 chapters. And he has 100 chapters, but they vary in length. And one chapter was only one sentence long. But it worked as a chapter, and it wouldn't have fit in other places. So I thought there were some interesting things the author did, as a writer myself, that, I enjoyed. So it was a good book. A little different from what I normally read, but I'm glad I read it. And, now this will be on the donation, so let somebody else enjoy it. Good morning, Richard. Appreciate you being here. And Richard said, good morning. Neat book. We'll check it out. And I remember my wife and we watched the movie when it came out and was real popular a number of years ago. I don't remember the movie that much. And that's why when I saw the book, I said, yeah, I'll read it. And I said, it was interesting the way he does it. I probably enjoyed the way he told the story, maybe more than the story, just because, I do like the action stuff when I'm reading novels. But because it was a tiger, I sort of had to, drew me in because of that. Dixon's here, and Dixon said, Life of Pi is a great story. Thanks for reminiscing about it. Thank you, Dixon. Appreciate being here and saying that. Yeah, like I said, I saw the movie a long time ago, but finally read the book, and I'm glad I read the book. And I would, recommend it as this type of book. It's different than normal reading, but I think we all need to read different things. We can't always read the exact same stuff. And if you look at my reading list, you see it's pretty broad and varied. And I think all of us need that. The next one today, a third serving of chicken soup for the soul. I read the first one and the second one, and now I read the third one. And I'm rereading these. I read these when they originally came out. They've been on the shelf. As I'm downsizing the library, I'm reading these again and donating them off so someone else can enjoy them. This, like the others, is full of different short little stories that some of them will make your eyes sweat. They're uplifting. They're sort of arranged in some different categories. Like the first category of stories are on love, then on parenting, on death and dying, a matter of perspective, a matter of attitude, overcoming obstacles, and eclectic wisdom. So those are the broad categories of all of these different stories. Some of them are short, less than a page. Some of them are several pages long. All of them are sort of moving and motivational, inspirational, some more than others, and some will connect with you more than others will connect with you. But I guarantee one or more of the stories in this book and the others in the collection will move you in a certain way. And they might even make your eyes sweat at times. So I enjoy these as sort of an uplifting, motivational, inspirational read, especially if you read some of the news. Like I mentioned earlier, how that news might want to make your head blow up, and the nastiness of people in the comments. If you ever read those, it's sort of nice to read something like this that's the complete opposite. Inspirational, motivational, lift you up. And so I do like these books. This is the third one that I've read this year as I'm downsizing the library, but I might share one of the things from this tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow for one of the short lessons in this book that I enjoyed. A page long. It'll be a short one, but a powerful one. One of my favorite ones of the book. I think I'll share that tomorrow. So those are the two books. We got the third serving of Chicken Soup for the Soul and The Life of Pi. Both books that I enjoyed. You might want to check them out. You might want to just go read something else, and that's okay too. Just get out and read. Something you should be reading, the Enjoy Life Safely newsletter. That goes out every Sunday. Sign up at enjoylifesafely.com. You can download one or both of the free ebooks that are on that page. That will get you signed up for the newsletter. So lots of information to help you keep yourself, your loved ones safe. And the newsletter also has stuff on self-defense, living with the warrior's edge, enjoying life and being exceptional. So a lot of great stuff just to make your life better. Want to say good morning to Samuel before I leave. Appreciate you being here and saying good morning. Dixon said, ha, 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 you and your sweating eyeballs. Hey, tough guys don't cry. Our eyes might sweat once in a while, Dixon, but we don't cry, right? Tough guys cry too. And maybe even the toughest guys do once in a while because they know what life is really about. Appreciate you being here, Dixon and Samuel and Richard and Thad. All of you, appreciate you saying hello. Everybody, go out. Make it a spectacular Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow.